Greetings and welcome. It is Wednesday, and you have found the Soule of Wisdom. Nice to have you with us here today. Actually, the us is just me. Unfortunately, producer wife Beth is feeling very much under the weather, so she will not be joining us today, but I can guide you with the wonderful tones of my own voice, and hopefully that will suffice for all of you. We are going to do the show just a little bit different today as well. Normally we do like a 3-segment show, but today I'm just going to dig into a single topic, and it'll be a little shorter show, and that's not necessarily because producer wife is not with us. It's more because there's just one topic that I really wanted to get into today, and the rest of the world is just kind of is what it is right now. But we have been discussing John Deere and the John Deere strike at length in several different episodes that we've done. It even prompted us to do a special this past Sunday on the UAW. So if you haven't checked out that show, please give that a look. But today they vote on the third contract proposal, and the text for what is in that is out now, so I wanted to delve into that a little bit and try to break it down a little bit. But before we get there, if you have not done so in the past when you visited our show, please do take a moment to subscribe to us and to hit the notification bell so that you can have access to new content when it comes out. That is, of course, if you are on the YouTube side. If you are watching on Rumble, please do hit the little punchy thing. We like punchies on Rumble. And if you are on the podcast side, please do subscribe to our podcast and do consider leaving us a review if the podcast provider that you choose to use allows for such things. Also, you can find us at soulewisdom.com. That is SOULE wisdom.com. There you will find links to all past episodes, and you can actually play them right on the website there. You will find links to our businesses. Again, we do a lot of handmade jewelry. We do paintings. These are great gift ideas for Christmas, and our stuff is not stuck out on a boat somewhere, so that is good news. As well, you will find a link there to our Teachables. We have one Teachable that we've launched so far. It is about running a profitable Etsy business and very helpful to anybody who owns an Etsy store or is thinking about owning one. That is also a great gift idea if there is an Etsy crafts person in your life. So give that a consideration as well. And our tip jar is also available at that site if you'd like to support the show. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Mr. Browser on the visually gifted side. Feel free to play along. This is from WQAD in Iowa. This is an article from them, John Deere strike, what's included in the third offer. So we're going to go ahead and run through this and kind of break it down a little bit. The agreement is an updated version of the second contract offer, with the union describing it as minor modifications. We actually covered that in a previous show, that it was indeed minor. It continues to include benefits such as the immediate 10% pay raise, the 5% raise on 3 and 5 year contracts with a lump sum bonus at years 2 and 4. That all sounds like it lines up like it did before when we were talking about it. The first contract that they voted on was like a 90-10 no vote, and then this last one was like a 55-45. So here today, I think what they're trying to do is just kind of peel off a few of those votes to get it over the 50% mark. But specifically, where it looks like they're making their change is under the Continuous Improvement Performance Plan, or KIP as they call it. It says here, workers under KIP are placed on teams within Deere's different facilities. Each team is given a performance goal with an incentive to exceed that target through the KIP bonus. Under the current contract, teams reaching 115% of their goals receive a 15% pay increase for that week. If their output were to exceed that 15%, the extra money is put in a reserve fund and divvied up among workers at the end of the quarter. All right. Under the latest ratifications, the cap would be raised to 20%, potentially meaning workers could receive more money on their paychecks week to week. Another proposed change to the KIP program could be found in Deere's efficiency measurements. Like before, the newest offer would examine how each team is meeting and exceeding their KIP expectations. Right now, Deere looks at 6-month periods. Under the proposed changes, the time frame would be lengthened to a year. Okay. And then they talk to a gentleman named Michael Childers. He is a professor of labor education at Wisconsin-Madison, and he said it's the most complicated pay system he's encountered in his career. It's like the hamster wheel starts spinning faster. So run and stay in place. You've got to run faster. You've got to keep making the same money. Or you've got to run faster to keep making the same money. The program has been a continual sore spot among union members who have called the reforms to the incentive structure throughout the strike. Okay, so also here on Mr. Browser, just as an example, if you are visually gifted, take a look at this. If you're just kind of listening in the background, put your eyes up on your screen for just a second, because this is a page from the actual contract, and it kind of lays out the formula for how this pay would work. And I'm not even going to bother trying to read through it because it would like bore the podcast side and frankly bore the YouTube and Rumble side as well. But just the visual on this thing, it's crazy. I had less complicated looking formulas in calculus than I do looking at this thing. So it's a little bit crazy. So a few thoughts on what we're seeing in this contract. I continue to side with management on the idea that the pay increase, the bonus that they get on ratification of the contract, the extra little bonuses that are peppered in over the years, I find those still to be generous. And I still believe that it's a little bit of looking a gift horse in the mouth if you are on labor side and not considering doing this contract, because I don't know that it's going to get a whole lot better, especially when Deere has just come out and said if we have to do this overseas, we'll do it overseas. So I think there has to be a little bit of give and take there. Now, all that having been said, having taken a look at this KIP program that they run, I would agree with that professor from Wisconsin-Madison that this is the most ridiculous looking thing I think I've ever seen. Because here's the problem with it. And this is what the professor was trying to explain, but I'm going to try to make it a little better. So you've got this period of time, which currently is set at 6 months, and now they're talking about raising it to a year. Okay? And over this period of time, you are reaching your production goals, but then on the months where you're exceeding them, you're getting a bonus. That's good. But on those months where you exceed your goals, all of a sudden it's setting a new bar. So that at the end of the evaluation period, which again was 6 months, and now they're talking about raising it to a year, at the end of that period, they then look at your production and go, okay, we're going to now raise it to this. Now, I will say this is normal business practice in a lot of ways. You're always trying to raise the bar. It's very often, or very rare rather, that you'll take the bar and lower it. So I get that. But to the point of the professor and to the point of the objection of the workers at John Deere, when you have to work hard to raise that bar, and then so you can get that bonus, but then that bar is raised, and then you got to work even harder to get the bonus again, and then work even harder to get the bonus again. It does kind of create this carrot and stick that you're constantly chasing. And I can understand the idea of a bonus to get you to chase a carrot, or that stuff makes sense to me because I've been on the labor side and I've been on the management side. The manager in me can definitely see this. This makes sense to me. But the fact that your reward for doing better is to then turn around and have the bar raised yet again, I can see where that doesn't make people overly happy, because at that point you're like, I did what you asked for. And then you're like, okay, now do more. But that's corporate America. That's kind of it's kind of life. You're always trying to achieve more and all of that. So I have some very mixed kind of views and opinions on this. There's part of me that gets it. There's part of me that also looks at it from the point of the worker and goes, yeah, this is dumb. And I'm probably leaning more towards the side of the worker on this one piece of the puzzle than I am towards the management, if for no other reason that the formula itself is insane just to look at. If your pay plan can't be simple and easy to understand, then it's no wonder that people have a problem with it, because a lot of them may not even fully understand it and how it all works. So I can get that's a problem for me. I would have rather seen Deere say, okay, for each unit or each percentage point or whatever over our production goals, everybody gets X. So you've kind of got this team incentive to just go and go as fast as you can. And then at that point, whatever your budgets and your production goals are, well, they are what they are. But obviously, if you're able to overachieve them, no matter what year it is, there's an incentive to do it. I will also say, from the worker end of things, one of the things that they were saying in the article that I didn't read here on the podcast was that some of the workers, were upset because of the fact that, they have to keep working harder just to maintain their normal level of income. I get that, but it's kind of looking at it from the wrong perspective too, because at that point, your normal level of income includes this bonus structure, okay? And I will tell you, this is the business person in me. This is also the financially responsible person in me. If you are budgeting your life off of the idea of achieving a bonus, then it's not a bonus, and you're approaching it totally wrong. So I also think that lack of planning on the part of a worker shouldn't necessitate this emergency on behalf of management, because, again, your bonus should not be something that's planned into your normal income. If it is, then frankly, you are living beyond your means. A bonus should be something that you go out and do something special with, or something, more importantly, in my mind at least, is something that you would invest so that money can work for you and help you out in the future, things like that. But if you're a worker and you're relying on that, then you have a bigger problem than just this contract. You need to, in my opinion, you need to go back and take a look at how your overall finances are structured, because there's holes there that need to be fixed. So we'll see where this contract goes today. Hold on just one second. And I'm back. Sometimes websites launch stuff in the background. Luckily, you guys didn't need to hear it, but I had to, and I don't want to be distracted. Anyways, they're going to vote on this thing today. I think, again, I mentioned this earlier, I think the idea of this quote-unquote modest improvement is to take some of the votes that were on the against side and peel off just enough to get over that 50% mark so they can get this thing ratified and move on. They might have enough to do it. I did some kind of reading online, looking at various social media and stuff like that, and it seems kind of divided as to what people think and how they think this is going to go. I'm kind of in the 50-50 camp myself here, but we'll see. Again, I think the basis of the contract offer, I've thought all along, has been pretty strong. I get where workers are coming from, though, with this KIP program. I don't think that is necessarily the way to go. Again, I kind of understand it, but I don't think it's structured well. I don't think it's thought out well. I wish they would have revised that into something that made more sense. But we shall see, and we shall continue to cover this on the channel as it goes forward. But again, I wanted to kind of break down what the details are since we've talked about this so much. If you found this informative, again, please do like, subscribe, share, hit notification bells, leave reviews, all those things. They do help us get out in front of more people, and we do appreciate that, and so will the eyes and ears of the people who find us because of what you've done. Again, if you have questions or comments, please do reach out to us at questions@souleofwisdom.com. You can also tweet us at Soule of Wisdom. It has been a pleasure talking with you today. Hopefully the producer wife feels a little better tomorrow and is able to join us again. In the meantime, you all have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.